So I got 3 years with this Boise State team in the Mountain West to kind of get my recruits in, kind of build out the team the way I want, and then in the Mountain West, and then I'm being moved to the Big 12.
Yeah, how does this work?
The
How does
other
this
deal.
league work?
I mean, there's like 23 users, 23, 24 like users, other people.
Okay.
And then everyone gets a college football program, and it's like you're that head coach, GM, recruiter, all that. So you're recruiting, you're finding players, you're playing the games, playing the bowl games, making all the decisions about offensive coordinators, so on and so forth. And then if just like in real life, if you find a better job or a better program, take it.
So
I'm
is there
here
a
for
minimum number of years that you have to be at Boise? Like I think you said 3.
me. I'm actually I'm staying here for 3, but I've seen people, you know,
I got you.
yeah.
Because that sounds like fun. Like I wish I could do something like that, but I just
Did you?
can't.
You can, brother. All you gotta do is get you a little. Know what I mean,
PS5s are expensive.
nah, never that.
No, they're not that bad right now. All right.
They'll probably come down right now.
Yeah, it's only like 350,
See,
370.
you see it. You
Okay.
see it. You drink up all that liquor. Come on, what I'm supposed to do now? How you doing, my good brother? Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Listen, you know what song I've been playing a lot before we really get into this? Hold on.
What's that?
I'm about to play it.
Hopefully it's something that makes me feel better because I'm sick.
This fantasy got you really feeling this way?
It's not, and we can talk about it. It's the fact that it's Greg.
He fell backwards into the playoffs. I'm telling
The
you.
fact that it's him,
he fell backwards.
and this is the second year I'm the first dude out.
Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I'll find it.
No, play the song. It might make me feel better.
You said it's the second year in a row you're the first person out. Go ahead. I won't step on it. Pause.
And I'm just sick. That's it.
All you wanted was a Black Grand National. Hey. It's not enough. Ladies and gentlemen, we back. My brother, my good 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 brother. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 168 of Speak On It. You already know when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix, as usual, every Tuesday, joined by the smoothest bald head here, well, on the East Coast, I should say. My good brother, Danny Ocean. How we doing, man?
I'm okay. My beard is a little longer than I wanted to be, so I might be scratching a lot tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is going through fantasy hurt right now, so we have to we have to give him some grace. He is in pain. He is mourning. I'm here to be a supportive friend. I'm here to really help you speak on it. No pun intended, but all the puns.
Like to fucking Greg.
See, let's talk about it. It's you want to hear. You also want to hear a funny story? I got one for you.
Okay.
Right after I knew for a fact I was beating Bam, solidified in the playoffs. Guess what message thread you think I went back to immediately that night?
The one from when Bam is calling your team trash?
No.
Which one?
It's not even with Bam.
Which thread?
Oh, it's one with our good friend Akili.
Oh, are we still talking about that first round pick swap, or is this something different?
I'm still on my damn first and second round pick swaps.
Uh-oh, here we go.
So I had to go back into me and Akili's message thread on Sleeper and just have to remind him, brother, you should have heard. Yo, it was like 6, 7, 8 months ago. He said one time, the first time he said, I don't think your team's going to make the playoffs. Second time, I think there's a better chance your team's out of the playoffs than in the playoffs. This most recent time, I still don't see the benefit, the value. Well, I told you it was all bulletin board material. Nonetheless, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first Speak On It episode of the Fantasy Football Playoffs. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. But before we really dive into fantasy football, the playoffs, the NFL, Danny, why don't you let the good people know where this podcast is brought to them by?
Pod's brought to you by the good folks at goingfortrue.com. Maybe if I did more research, I wouldn't be in this fucking hellhole that I'm in right now. But for those of you who made the fantasy playoffs, head over to goingfortrue.com and maybe you'll win.
Damn. Life's so short. Fuck it. I don't want to go to court. Fuck it. Got a budget on the lawyer, though. Fuck it. I'm on a run for the... What? That's you? I'm on the pay $200 for it. My brother's sick. Got him looking real paranoid. Those are extra lyrics. I had to add that in for you.
Oh, they sounded legit. You had me. Dog. 68 points. That's it. That's it.
Hey, ski man. The playoffs don't want to see me. No, I'm going to ride for my draft
touchdown. That Terry McLaurin touchdown against Dallas is going to haunt me. Oh, listen to Bam. Are we muting Danny's mic? All right, man.
Here comes Bam.
You went from the 1 seed and fell all the way to 4, and I hope D beat your ass.
Now he got a killer waiting on him. Here's what I'm gonna tell him. I have a tremendous respect for Bam's team. What he's been able to do this season, how he's been able to transform his team. Let me ISO real quick. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are started with fantasy football. We are here. I want to give my immense respect to Bam's team and what the Lomar Cummins organization has been doing. Clearly, maybe some of my prior judgment on the team was maybe a little premature. He was able to be a number 1 seed most of the season. Obviously, a few games didn't fall his way towards the end. And here we are with a chance to go to the next round of the playoffs. Listen, my team's ready. We got Josh Allen coming off a 6-touchdown performance in a loss versus Lamar, who's playing the Giants. Ladies and gentlemen, the Las Vegas Horn Ducks. It's almost like y'all didn't believe us. It's almost like y'all didn't believe us when we told y'all last year's season was an aberration. But we ready. We're coming. And even if you want us to stop coming, we're coming again.
Jesus Christ.
We're coming for the title. I'm glad Greg's still in. I'm glad. Let him defend his title with honor if he's real. Kyle, handle business. Handle business, Kyle.
He was out here openly tanking.
Make him defend it.
I'm so sick, man.
Akili, Jason, congratulations on the buys. Can we give a round of applause to Jason?
Yeah, Jason came out of nowhere.
Let's give a round of applause to Jason. Ladies and gentlemen, he came into the league. First thing he did was trade me Josh Allen. I said, this motherfucker has to be crazy. He still made the playoffs. Let's give it up to him. Those draft
Not only the playoffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you really watched him, he was sitting at 4-5 and went on one of the craziest 5-week scoring runs ever to take sole possession of first place. His team is legit. I was hoping Jason and Akili would end up on the same side of the bracket, and little did we know that Jamar Chase was the reason that those two are split. So now, listen, it's a tough bracket on either side. Good luck to all teams. Let me ask you this, Danny, on a high note. How many leagues were you in? How many fantasy playoffs did you make? Let's talk about it.
That doesn't make it any better. I was in 3 leagues and made the playoffs in 1.
Okay, because I know the two.
Yeah.
Other two are, but the one that's the one league that you always dominate though. So it's like,
Yes, I'm the 2 seed. So, but again,
how you
there's no
feel?
money in that league. That's just for fun. Like that's just a charity league. Fuck charity, mother. I almost said the N-word.
So you don't get any of the money?
Nah, it goes to charity. Like all of it goes to charity.
Who's charity? You're a charitable organization.
Yeah, it'll be whatever charity I choose.
Have you ever seen the episode of Seinfeld with the Human Fund?
That's exactly. I'm about to get a website right now.
No, deadass. Have you seen that episode? George thought he was about to really get that shit off. He was like the Human Fund. It was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't heard of it. and then when his boss called him, he was like, "Listen, the reason was because I don't celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Festivus." He was like, I would show you, but you'd have to come to my house to celebrate it to believe it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to come because I gotta see this in action.
I gotta see this in action."
Oh,
I might watch that. I might watch that tonight because it's on Netflix.
Festivus for the rest of us. One of the better episodes of Seinfeld. All right, so you said you make the playoffs in the one league that's charity. So you're wanting to win it for Lil Brun then.
Yeah, I guess because the other the redraft league I'm in with you. How many? I barely missed that one too, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you win your game?
Yeah, did I win? I don't think I won. No, what seeds got in? 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Yeah, I was the second. You were the last one in, again, and I was the second one out.
We're gonna talk about me and my playoffs, but I want to talk about you right now.
We don't have to talk about. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You go ahead.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I came into this league. I mean, not this league. This fantasy football season with a challenge. This season was the most leagues I've ever had to balance out. 9 leagues, ladies and gentlemen. No work leagues, no charity leagues, 9 paid leagues. I want to let everybody know I made the playoffs in 7 of those leagues.
That's impressive.
Let's clap.
That's impressive.
Let's clap it up. Let's just clap it up. Let's just clap it up. If Kyle is in here, I want to give a special shout out to Kyle. In one of the 2 leagues that I missed the playoffs in, I was 5-8. It's not a victory lap, Akili. Trust me. Give me a few more minutes to talk, and then I'm gonna really get into what I really want to talk about. In the 2 leagues I missed it. One is a dynasty league that was so poorly started that I'm more so sticking around so I can help rebuild this league into greatness.
Okay.
And then I can focus more on my team. Right now, we got my quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes. I'm set there. It's the in between. It's the in between. I gotta beef up on some more skill position players. We're gonna address that in the offseason. Don't you worry. But in my other league, in the other league that I missed the playoffs, I want to give a special shout out to Kyle, because in this particular league, I've been in this league for 10 years now. I've been so close to winning a championship in this league 7 or 8 times. 7 or 8 times. A lineup miss here, lineup miss there. This year in particular, I had the stack. I had the Kansas City stack. Get this. Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco. Those were 2 of my first 3 picks. My first round pick was Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay.
So you saw where I was going. Amon-Ra, the big dog, the stack with those 2. I had Jordan Love. That was my original QB. Yeah, that was my starting QB. Jordan Love, David Njoku. I had Ramondre Stevenson. It just when Rashee Rice and Pacheco went down, then J Love went down. That season, I spent a lot of the season just trying to play catch up, putting a lot of different lineups out there. I missed the playoffs by max points 4. Finished with the same record as the guy in 6. It was max points 4.
Oof.
That won it. So
how many points were you off?
Maybe like 100.
Okay.
So if I would have won the game,
it wouldn't
have mattered.
I got you.
I look back on it now. I'm proud of that team for just fighting all the way through. Now, on the seven teams that did make the playoffs, what do you think is the most eye-popping stat of all 7 to me?
Oh, that's hard. I don't know.
Not a single first round bye.
That was my second guess. My first guess was you were close to the second or last man in, but so all seeds 3 through 6 or 3 through 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I am in of 9 leagues. I made 7 playoffs.
Right.
Of the 7 playoffs, I only got seeds like a lot of 6, a couple 3, a lot of 6, a 5, and a 4.
Okay.
No, like 4. It might be all 6s, 5s, and 4s. To be honest with you,
I hope you
6s
win
and
every
5.
single. I'm rooting for you in our league. I'm rooting for you and
So
Achilles.
here's the thing. Yesterday, I went into the Monday night game. I had one guy left to. My last guy left to play had put me up by 30 points when I was down 20 points. Guess who this guy was?
Jamar Chase.
No, he was on my team.
He was on your team?
I was down 20.
Right.
I was down 30. After Sunday night, I was up 20.
It wasn't Josh Allen who played Sunday.
No, that is exactly who it was. That was my quarterback, Josh Allen. My guy needed 30 points to win. Take a fucking guess at who he had playing.
He had number 1.
Number 1. Before the game started, I said, "Yo, are you ready for this 30 piece that's about to come from Jamar Chase? That's about to win you the game?" He said, "That's not gonna happen, brother." He had 16 in the first quarter. I texted him, "Congratulations." This was a game. I'm the highest scoring team in this league by about like 40 or 50 points.
Okay.
Win this game, 2 seed. This league was so close that it was 9 and 5 first seed, 8 and 6, 8 and 6, 8 and 6, 8 and 6. My loss 7 and 7. I went from 2 to the 6th seed.
Jesus, that's kind of like the redraft we're in. It was like 6 and 7, 6 and 7, 6 and 7, 6 and 7. Damn, that's tough.
So, like in every league, I have a tough road. In the league that I won last year, get this, highest scoring offense in the league by a wide margin. Worst defense in league by a wide margin. When I tell you every week, it is like a 140 point and up shootout every week.
You're the old Indianapolis Colts.
I'm like losing games like 184, 178. What? It's okay. I'm locked in on these 7 matchups. A couple of funny stats. In 2 of these playoff matchups, I'm playing Bam. So I'm playing Bam in our dynasty league here. I'm also in another 12-team dynasty. 17 playoffs. There's a 17 playoffs.
Okay.
Guess what seed I got? Guess what
6.
seed I got?
2. And he's the 7.
All year is a big debate. Yo, you can switch it to 6 seeds and get a first round bye. And I'm sitting there with my team damn near at the top of the standings. And all I need is this one guy to lose a game. If he loses a game, he closed the season on like a 6 or 7 game win streak.
You sound like Jason.
Yeah, pretty much. He started off like 1 and 5. Got the 1 seed. Or 1 and 4. 1 and 4 start, and he's 9 and 5, or 1 and 5 start, and now he's 9 and 5.
That's crazy.
No, 1 and 4, and now he's 10 and 4. And I'm also 10 and 4. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why when Achilles said 10-minute victory lap, no, sir. I'm looking at some of these leagues like, bro, like the margin of error was a couple points. A couple points here, a couple points there, all throughout the season. I could have 1, 2, maybe 3 first round buys right now. Some other interesting stats for my season, because I did a lot of tracking of this season because I'm in 9 leagues. Get this. So my overall record for the 2023-2024 season across 9 leagues was 64-62.
Okay.
On average, I would say I won about 4.5, 5 games a week across 9 leagues. So I was about 500 on a weekly basis. Best weeks 1 and weeks 11, 8-1. No 9-0, no 9-0 weeks at all.
That's hard to do.
It's hard to do. No 9-0 weeks at all. Worst weeks, weeks 5, 6, and 10, 2-7. So I was never over. Like I was never over, and I always had at least two weeks, two wins at minimum a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Best stretch of games. Actually, and maybe this is no. Best stretch of games was weeks 7, 8, and 9. Overall record between 9 leagues, 17-10 between weeks 7, 8, and 9. So that middle of the season, when I needed to win some games, that's basically what kept me alive.
That's what got you in.
Yeah.
Can we put a proposal for next year?
What's up?
Instead of point score, can it go by head to head?
Brother, we're going rather than we do it. We're not doing that. Point score, brother. Point score. So yeah, I'm playing Bam in two dynasty leagues. Let's see. Shout out to my orphan team that made the playoffs as a 6 seed. As a 6 seed, closed the season. Get this. In this league, I started out 2-5. Closed the season 6-1. And I believe right around, it was really right after I traded for Cortland Sutton and Bo Nix started to pick up, because I traded Cade Otton and a 2nd or 3rd round pick for Cortland Sutton straight up. Dude agreed to the trade with me, then sends me like this gift, like he got over on me. And then Bo Nix ticked up 2 weeks later.
That's my biggest regret, is not making that Cortland Sutton trade sooner.
I
was so zeroed in on T. Higgins.
Listen,
that's on me.
Shout out to Khalil Shakir. Shout out to Khalil Shakir.
Might be the trade of the year.
So let's talk about some of these matchups in our Dynasty Fantasy League while we got a few of the playoff members here. So myself versus Bam, Greg versus Kyle. Which matchup do you want to kind of dive into a little bit?
Hold on, let me pull it up while I'm sulking. Here we go. Let's start with Kyle and Greg.
Here we go. Greg, our defending champion. I mean, this is a big week for him. Big opportunity for him to start bouncing back, get back on a championship run. Obviously, he's going to start with Kyler Murray. He's going to be in New England. He's going to be playing the Patriots this week. Rashad White, Amon-Ra, Bijan, Puka. I mean, if they kick up, it's another good game.
He has 100%. He can win this league again, which sucks because he was openly trying to tank 2 weeks ago.
He was. It's funny because he keeps refusing to start Jerry Jeudy and Jalen Waddle. And I don't know if that was on purpose or not.
It was probably on purpose.
Yeah, very interesting.
Cal, please win. And not only win, please dominate that man.
Now, when we look at Kyle, our 3 seed in his roster, as he gets to host a playoff game, he's got Baker Mayfield. He's got Kyron Williams, who seemingly always seems to find the end zone.
Always.
DeAndre Swift. He's got AJ Brown, who you and I are going to talk about a little later because I'm so curious on Mr. Brown. Jordan Addison last week. Whoo, Kyle. I know Kyle was so happy. Kyle ain't never cheered on a Viking like that
in his
ever.
life.
Yeah. He's liking the Xavier Legette matchup versus Dallas this week. He's also liking the Trey Tucker matchup. Juwan Jennings, I like that. It's another good one. The Ravens are back in play this week, so you know he's going to be hyped. Derrick Henry's going to be back.
Yep.
Kenneth Walker comes back. That'll be big. Tank Dell. The Colts will be back, so he'll have Zaire Franklin, potentially back.
Kyle, it's frustrated because if Xavier Legette catches that ball against the Eagles, you're probably the 2 seed.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And then you look at his quarterbacks, Tua's been cooking. Anthony Richardson has the rushing ability. Gino, he always has the ability to randomly catch a heater. Good. Yeah. So listen, Kyle didn't get the 3 seed by no accident. He's been a hell of a competitor. If you remember his first year in here and how that season went to now, Kyle's looking pretty good. He's been on the up and up. So, and then on the other side of the bracket, this matchup right here, this got Jim Nance, Tony Romo.
Oh, you got it. Okay, so you're the CBS late.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely the CBS late window.
I don't know. I would say this is Chris Collinsworth. I'd say this is Sunday night.
Nah, you want to see this in prime time. You want America to see this. You want America to see these two franchises and really get, the history, the trades, the beef talking, the shit talking, the freaky ass gifts that's being left in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the 4 seed, formerly known as the 1 seed, Lomar Cummin, Bam, versus the surging Las Vegas Horn Ducks on the back half of the season after a few trades. Listen, let's take a look at Bam's team first, because Bam was the 1 seed at one point for a good majority of the season.
Mm-hmm. I think Bam is on a 3-game losing streak, and you were on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, Bam started out the season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and 2, and yeah, finished on a 3-game slider. And now, just like in the NFL, sometimes he gets the double back, playing me in back-to-back weeks. So it's hard to beat a good team in back-to-back weeks. But if you remember, week 5, Bam came into our building and he gave us the business. So
how are you motivating your team for this one?
Well, look, I'm looking at the matchup, man. This is going to start with the QBs. There's no choice between who's starting who between me and Bam. He's starting Lamar. I'm starting Josh Allen, and that's going to be that. You know what I'm saying? So if Lamar's going to get busy versus the Giants, which he should, then damn it, Josh, go get busy versus the Lions. He's got now when you start looking at the back half of his roster, it depends on who shows up and what the matchup's looking like. Isaiah Pacheco versus Cleveland, Tyrone Tracy, T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp. You should expect a touchdown, maybe 2 there. Alvin Kamara, you should expect about 100, 150 scrimmage yards. Najee Harris, you should expect about 18 to 20 yard carries. 20 attempts, maybe a touchdown. Tough Philly defense, though, so who never knows. Adam Thielen and the Panthers have been kicking up, so who knows? He's got Josh Downs. Josh Downs may be coming back, and then you never know with TJ Hawkinson. After how the wide receivers turned out last week, could be a week where TJ Hawkinson is featured a lot in their offense. So I think
he always got MVS.
Yeah, the random MVS deep touchdown. Pause.
Kyle said he's playing back-to-back too because he just played Greg.
Yeah, he just played Greg. So that'll be an interesting one because it's going to be so interesting to see who starts who in some of these matchups because that could really be the determining factor of advancing or going home. This is win and go home, ladies and gentlemen. There's no more season. There's no more season.
There's no more season.
For the Las Vegas Horned Ducks, I mean, this team from top to bottom, I think if you look at this team, I mean, they some choices outside of the QB room that's going to be interesting. Obviously, the staples at the running back position, Devon Achane and Chase Brown, acquired via trade for both of them.
Yep.
I'm telling you, this front office here, what an organization. But Devon Achane, Chase Brown, two pass catching backs and offenses that love to check down Charlie's a lot. Khalil Shakir, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, he was traded. I just want to let everyone know. He was traded for Keaton Mitchell and a 3rd round pick. No, he was traded for Keaton Mitchell and a 2nd round pick. No, he was traded with a 2nd round pick for Keaton Mitchell. Excuse me. He was paired with a 2nd round pick for Keaton Mitchell. Khalil Shakir, this guy. But look, Lions have been a tough defense, but Josh Allen, fresh off a loss against a team that's kind of banged up, barely beat the Packers, which we'll talk about here soon. I don't know. Jameson Williams, can I be honest with you? Every week I say, I don't know if I should bench Jameson Williams. And then I say, well, let me see how he does. If he disappoints me this week, I'll take him out. And every week he's always scoring enough points to where I'm like, I
got to keep him in there.
Got to keep him in there. Except for when those weeks where he was suspended and whatnot. Outside of that, I got to ride with him. You know what I'm saying? He's been serviceable. Jonnu Smith. How about fucking Jonnu Smith?
Great pickup.
I was sitting there like, yo, dog, Jonnu Smith not going to catch a single pass at all? Gets to overtime and gets busy. That was like a free agent pickup, I believe.
It was. He picked him off the waiver.
For $3. $3. Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid might be back this week, Bam. So we'll see. But Josh Allen and Khalil.
Perfect fucking timing, Dalton. Hope you're healthy, though.
But at the same time, Mike Evans, who I acquired via trade, D-Hop, who he's been kicking up, Jacoby Myers, who I got via trade. Then I also got, Ramondre Stevenson, and of course the number 2 overall pick in last year's rookie draft, Malik Neighbors, who's playing the Ravens. Kyle, I want to get your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on Malik Neighbors versus Jameson Williams versus DeAndre Hopkins in terms of where you may have them ranked? Obviously, Malik Neighbors may have the worst QB out of all of them, but he's probably going to have one of the higher volumes. And I think no matter what, Malik Neighbors is going to be featured. And I think the Giants are going to be down in this game from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, game script might put Malik Neighbors at 10, 11 targets, but the QB may also stink. But so I'm curious. I'm curious to get on Kyle's thoughts there. I don't know. I'm excited. I mean, this team, I'm gonna be honest with you, this team kind of overperformed, but shout out to the front office and just believe in the team, and shout out to the draft class of last year. Shout out to the draft class of last year. Kyle says to my question, he actually hasn't done rankings yet, which is fair. But it's tough to put Neighbors below those other guys. So Kyle is saying that Malik Neighbors might need to be in the playoff lineup. Okay. Kyle, I don't know if you were here, but I wanted to give you thanks again for your consultation all throughout the year. You were a great help. Great help. I think actually in a few of these playoff leagues, I'm actually facing like some of the same people in multiple leagues, or in the same bracket as multiple people in multiple leagues. Achilles says he has Neighbors, then Jameson Williams, then DeAndre Hopkins. Okay. Yo, in one league, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna say I pulled the Greg, but I definitely fell backwards into the playoffs. Like, bad. Injuries have really hurt this team, but we've lost 5 out of our last 6 and got into the playoffs because I had won enough games in the beginning of the season, and I just had to fall back on that. But
well, you're still in.
I'm still in with a chance, with still chance to win money. I've won this league a couple years ago. Try to win it again. God damn it. Trying to win it again. Bam said Malik keeps flying banners over the stadium. Yo, as we begin, let's begin there with our NFL talk. What do you think about Giants fans putting that banner and flying that banner over the stadium? Like, they paid hard-earned cash for that?
Crazy, the stupid things fans would do with their hard-earned money. Couldn't be me.
Well, Eagles fans go to games and fight.
You're mistaken. You keep pushing this stereotype that Eagles fans are violent.
I remember the part when we came in here and laughed at old boy who was walking down the street and just took out a commander's face.
This notion that Eagles fans are just inherently violent when people are dying in other stadiums. How many times do you guys see someone get into a fight at a Raiders game? I don't know where this state. I don't appreciate it.
Well, the Raiders.
Someone died outside of the was it the 49er stadium? Who was shot in front of a stadium this year? I know someone died in front of the Cowboy Stadium a couple years ago. The people are dying, and everyone's like, "Ooh, Philadelphia." All right, man. Whatever. It's fine.
Not a fan of the narratives?
No, not a fan of the narratives.
Yeah. Well, speaking of narratives, the Bengals are trying to get out of a losing narrative last night, Monday Night Football versus the Cowboys. I don't know if this is surprising to anyone, but this game was close for most of the game. One of the craziest plays I've ever seen happened to Dallas. And of course it happened to Dallas because it's that kind of season for Dallas.
Yes, it is.
So they block a punt. Yep. And everyone knows blocked punt is immediately Peter. And you hear everyone yelling, probably Peter, but one brother thought he could make a play, and that thing just went whoop, and right to the other team. And Jamar Chase scored a touchdown a few seconds later, and 27-20 Bengals. Thoughts on the game, Danny?
First of all, I watched the Simpsons telecast, and buddy, I had a blast. That shit was fun.
It was fun?
Yeah, I watched the Simpsons telecast.
All right, tell me a little bit more about it.
It was just, now granted, it was like 3 plays behind. So like if you're watching, like I had like the Monday night game on the one screen, and they had the Simpsons, like the Simpsons telecast was like 3 plays behind because they have to do the illustrations and like put in a main character for big play happens. Like the last play of the game, Bart called it instead of Jamar Chase, right? Because it's 3 plays behind.
Oh, but so was that video of Mo kind of getting shifty out there? Was that him?
That was legit.
Hey, I saw Mo out there I saw Mo on a little zig route.
Yeah, Homer was getting busy. Yeah, it was dope. But overall, this is what I really wish we could flex Monday night games because America doesn't need to watch the Cowboys anymore. Like, we're good here. Let's take them off TV.
What game would you have rather seen on Monday night?
Let's go to the.
You may say Bills, Rams.
Yeah, Bills, Rams.
We don't know if on a Monday night if that game goes the same way after the Bills DKC went on Sunday night.
100%.
They were being aggressive with the mindset of we have to win this game.
To be honest, even though the outcome was a little lopsided, like I wouldn't mind seeing the Falcons and Vikings on Monday Night Football. I feel like that would have been a good game.
Vikings are going to be on Monday Night Football this upcoming week versus Chicago. So.
Oh, really? See, we don't want to see that. We should be able to flex that.
But you got to listen. You got to listen. Ratings. They got bills to pay. Listen, and
I know. I'm just
you want to see that offense and in prime time, and the Cowboys are really a shell of what an offense should be. So it's unfortunate. I mean, honestly, watching the Cowboys and the Bengals, I was like, these 2 teams stink. Like, that's what I really came away saying. Like, these 2 teams stink, but somebody got to win the game.
Somebody.
Joe Burrow's having like an all-time great season as a QB, and it goes unnoticed because they are so bad.
Because he should be in the MVP conversation. Like dead ass, Joe Burrow should be in the MVP. Have you watched the Hard Knocks AFC North episode?
Oh yeah, I watched the first episode. Did you?
Yeah, me too. I did.
Now
Can
tell
we
me
talk
what you
about
thought about it.
Only thing I talked about was Jameis Winston really be walking around the facility with no shoes on. He was in that QB room and his shoes were off, and I was like, "Oh hell nah, he got to get the fuck up out of here."
Yo, I want to let everyone know. I know I may have harped on it last week, but Jameis was at that podium trying to pray away the pick six.
Not from these
and then went into
Jezebels.
interception again. I'm sorry, because I don't mean to laugh at my good Lord, because I'm not going to laugh at my good Lord. But, brother, y'all, man, Jameis, let me tell you something. Listen, I can't wait from that Hard Knock saying one thing. Boy, I love Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, you can tell he a real leader.
A real leader. You can tell that he gets up there and he knows how to lead a group of people to a greater goal as above himself.
You can tell Mr. Harbaugh does not. Time is ticking in Baltimore.
I'm not going to say that. I would just say that he's definitely a what do they call him? Players coach.
Yeah, he's a different kind of leader. Like Mike Tomlin is very much like
he's a lion, real routine military group. I'm not going to say military, but
militant. How about that?
Militant, which I feel like I'd be something similar. Like I want to come in. I want to make sure people have autonomy to do what they do, and I make sure I bounce around to each of which and help. But you got to come in at the beginning of the week, look a group of people in the eyes, and say, "Hey, this is the goal. This is the objective for the week. This is how we win this week. Let's focus on this week. The next weeks are the next week. Let's focus on being the best we can this week."
Shout out to Justin Fields for wearing the purple satin do-rag in meetings. I see you, Playboy.
Here's what I will say about watching Hard Knocks. I was watching it like, man, these are things like. Here's what I would say. Here's what I came away saying. As I get older and more up in my career, I'm going to just keep going back and watching Hard Knocks and these sort of like sports documentaries on coaches. I think there's a lot to take away from that.
I think it's a great idea. I wonder if there's a book has Mike Tomlin ever written a book? Is there an autobiography about Mike Tomlin? Because I would like to read that.
I'm going to read Phil Jackson's book.
I don't want to hear anything from Phil Jackson.
He had to balance Kobe and Shaq.
I don't want to hear anything from Phil Jackson.
All right, that's because you a Mavericks fan. But I think it's really cool. I'm liking it, and there should be another episode coming on tonight,
Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I thought it was Tuesdays.
I'm gonna catch it whenever it come out.
Yeah. Thursday night football last week wasn't the best outcome for my Packers, but it was one hell of a game. Packers versus Lions in Detroit. It was a pretty close game for a majority of it. Detroit just got the ball, after the Packers kind of took the lead, and
y'all had one fucking job. That's it. Just beat the Lions. That's all you had to do. I don't ask y'all for much. I leave y'all alone. All you had to do was beat Detroit. That's it. Only thing I ask of you, and you couldn't do that.
Be glad that we lost, because I would have made sure that y'all stayed locked in versus Carolina, which you almost fucked up with that one.
But they didn't.
You're right.
But they didn't.
See that? Tomlin, the soul of a football coach, was just published.
Hey, turn that up, Kyle. I'm gonna go to the library and get that.
Yeah, now give me one too.
I'm going to the library. I don't buy books.
What, brother? On Amazon, it's like $10 probably.
The library is free.
They don't have books like that.
Yes, they do. Let me check my local library right now. I bet you they got like 3 copies, and I'm gonna reserve it.
Is the library free?
Yes, the library is free.
Well, how do they get their money then?
Tax dollars.
Oh, so that's what my tax dollars are going to.
Which is I'd rather my tax dollars go to the public library than, roads. or not roads, but some of this other stuff that it goes to. Dang, it's not there. Shoot. This is the first time this has ever happened to me.
Brother, listen, what are your thoughts really on a serious note as you talk about we had one job? Well, we had one job is it's because the NFC North, man, it's insane how tight this division is. This race is close. I mean, I keep going back to the stat, and I've talked to a few Packers fans about this stat. Outside of the games that the Packers, Lions, and Vikings have played versus each other, they are 28-3 versus the rest of the league. Are you kidding me, bruh? What are we talking about?
Best division of football this year.
Man, this is a dogfight. Bring back the old NFC North days. Bring them days back when we had four and a half of them things. Wait, how many division games? 6? 5?
6.
Yeah. We used to have 4 of them things guaranteed.
Hey, man, I need y'all to beat each other up. Go for it. Knock yourselves out. Soften Detroit up.
Here's the thing. When the Packers and the Lions meet in the divisional round, I think we gonna win.
I disagree about the AFC North being the best division in football. It's the NFC North this year.
I think we gonna win.
I hope you do.
I'm telling you.
I hope you don't, because I want to see Jared Goff at the link, but it wouldn't be like that because they'd be the 1 seed, so the Eagles have to go to Detroit. So doesn't matter one way or the other to me.
Y'all's game travels, or maybe to everybody but AJ Brown, but we'll talk about that. Listen, either way, I think we are starting to figure this team out. I think we got to tweak some things. We got to get a few more plays made here and there. But this is a really good football team, and who knows? Who knows where we end up in the bracket? We might end up on Minnesota's side of the bracket. In that case, I don't know. That might be worse, truth be told. But either way, I like this Packers team versus anybody in the league. And damn it, Detroit, you motherfucking right. We coming back, and we gonna get our repeat. I mean, we gonna get our 3. We gonna listen. Kyle and Akili are having a pretty good discussion in the chat. So they're talking about divisions in football.
Yep.
Akili's trying to say the AFC North is the best division in football. I'm surely confused when the Browns and the Bengals are in there.
Yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about? Yo, did we just the Bengals are laughably historically bad, and the Browns got their quarterback praying for no more pick sixes. So
the NFC North is going to send 3 teams to the playoffs.
Yes, we are.
Like legitimately, 3 teams.
Yes, we are. I think we might take all 3 wild cards.
Legit, like dead ass.
We'll take 2 wild cards.
You'll take 2 wild cards, and then you're champion.
And yeah,
we'll get the bye week probably.
Yeah, we'll take 2 wild cards, and then the runner-up of the East or the South.
Yeah, well, probably.
The runner-up of the East or the West.
Yeah, it'll probably be the East because the Commanders are so far ahead. I think the Commanders are like 2 games up on everybody else.
Yeah, but the Rams are coming.
Do we really believe in the Rams?
Let's say they finish 1 game out of their division versus the Rams and Seahawks got to play each other to end the year. So
that's true.
You know what I mean? Bills and Rams, 6 touchdowns and a loss. Were you watching the broadcast on Fox?
I was watching Red Zone, and then I was like, So I was watching Red Zone because I had 3 players in the Seahawks Cardinals game for fantasy purposes. But I mean, Red Zone was just on the Bills Rams because that game was so interesting. It just turned into the broadcast.
So you heard after that first down play by Josh Allen that got stuffed, how sick Tom Brady was. Yo, I really thought that was some of the. I'm starting to really enjoy Brady on commentary because because I'm listening to like the true football analysis to better read and understand what I'm saying. Yo, when that play happened, he like voice inflection, everything changed. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, this game's over." Like he was like, they have no shot to win this game now. Like,
which is
and
crazy.
then he just started.
He
I
can't
mean, he
be
started out with
critical.
the blunt truth, and then he was like, because he was basically like, no matter what happens, like they have to call the timeout. Boom. So you lose one timeout. Now, no matter what you do, you have to recover an onside kick, and that's
probably not gonna happen.
3%. So he's like, there's only a 3% chance of you even recovering that. So this game by all rules is effectively over. No matter what they do on this touchdown, and then they scored the very next play, and he was like, it doesn't really matter. This game's over.
Which is funny because he can't be critical. Because he's owner of the Raiders, like, so he has to be very careful what he says.
But I don't really think that was being critical. He was looking at the game, the situation, knowing the rules. He was basically like, yeah, no, just based off, you have a 3% chance to recover this onside kick. 97% chance you're going to fail. Yeah, no, this is.
I disagree, Cal. I like Troy Aikman better than Tom Brady.
I like Troy Aikman a lot too. I mean, Romo's he's just instinctively pretty good.
Romo's gotten better this year. Last year he had fallen off.
Kirk on Thursday night is pretty good. I like Kirk on Thursday night. I think he's.
And I like Chris Collinsworth. People give Chris Collinsworth a lot of shit. I like.
Now here's a guy.
He's funny. I don't like Mike Tirico as much. I kind of miss what's the dude on Thursday night with Kirk?
Al.
Yeah, I like Al and Chris together, but I like Chris.
I think Chris is quirky. He's he tells it. I like it.
Also, can we talk 1 second about this Josh Allen MVP thing? How the hell are we still he lost? At what point does winning matter? Josh Allen seems to be like the only guy who can lose these games, and it's like, it's okay. He lost.
So who's your MVP?
It's Saquon. Like Josh Rosen is not
Saquon.
Huh?
What seed is Saquon's team?
He's the 2 seed.
What seed is Josh Allen's team?
Josh Allen's numbers statistically are just mediocre around the league. Saquon is chasing Eric Dickerson's record.
Yeah.
All time. I'm just saying Josh Allen shouldn't be the odds-on favorite to an MVP. He lost Sunday, and we're talking. It's the same way we talked about Josh Allen after he lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs. Well, it's all right, Josh. Like, no, he lost. Why is he the front runner? He lost
because he's given the Chiefs the only blemish on the record, and he has really been playing some really good football. Maybe he's not putting up the Superman numbers, but they're not asking him to because the offense is way more balanced now.
He lost.
He did lose. He
should be the front runner. I'm not saying he is not in the discussion, but people are talking like this is over.
Saquon's fighting an uphill battle because he's a running back.
He's going to catch Eric Dickerson's record, and he's still not going to get it. Just call it your favorite quarterback award. Cal, quick research question. Who has better numbers statistically, Joe Burrow or Josh Allen? Well, Josh is going to get the total touchdowns because he's more of a runner. But still.
Yeah, but Josh also don't have a Jamar Chase who can go for 260. Some of the games Jamar Chase has gotten people points for in fantasy. It's like, yo, dog, are you serious?
Are you for real?
Like, fuck out of here. That's what you be saying. Like, fuck out of here, man.
Thank you, Achilles. It's Saquon. Whatever, man. All right. I'm just saying, Josh Allen, the only one who get to lose on the national stage and come out looking better than what he did going in.
What about teams that win and come out looking better, like the Miami Dolphins yesterday versus what was that? The
Jets in overtime.
What were your thoughts there?
The 2 mid teams playing mid-ass football. You look good against mid. Like if 2 mids get together and play a game of basketball and one wins 12-11, was that a great game? Was it just 2 mid guys playing mid-ass basketball?
So you don't think that the Dolphins have a chance to catch that last playoff spot?
They do, but Who's the 2 seed right now? Buffalo. You want to watch Miami in Buffalo in January? Because I don't.
Well, who knows? They might slip up. No, you don't believe it?
I'm not into it.
It's all good. Listen, shout out to her there. Hey man, whatever helps the team win. But shout out to Jonnu Smith.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, here we go. Cal's getting us those Joe Burrow and Josh Allen stats. The problem is Joe probably has more attempts than Josh. But let's see what the Josh Allen numbers look like. You want to talk about we already talked about the Vikings. You got anything on the Falcons?
Kirk. Yo, can you believe Kirk has thrown like what has it been? 0 touchdowns, 8 interceptions?
He has turned into a pumpkin. At what point do you we got to save our season because the Bucs have already caught you. We got to save our season. We got to put in Michael Penix.
Now, what you got to do is you got to go to this is some shit I would do. This is how I know sometimes I'd be on bullshit. You got to go to his pastor and ask Kurt to pray it away.
he calling Jameis. They having a prayer circle.
Now you got to motivate him with like prayer. Just got to go up there and be like, "Hey, man, come here."
You think Kirk Cousins will go to Jameis mega church when he opens it up in Atlanta?
What's it called?
I don't know.
Crab Leg Drive Church.
Nah, Jameis has a church called like Crossing Roads, something like that. Crossing Roads Baptist Church in rural Alabama. Am I lying? He's gonna be a mega pastor. Like Jameis's path is set. He's gonna be a mega pastor that's probably gonna get in trouble with how he uses church funds. Like I can see that already.
How he do what?
How he misused church funds.
How he using it?
Probably
birds. Used to trap the bird, now I fly like a bird. Ain't got no way with no rhyme. I'm sorry. No, hold on. Because that song, you remember that? What was you doing back in 2013, 2014?
I was still young. Oh man, I was a young boy. Well, you look at that. So Cal got us the stats. So Burrow, 68% completion percentage, 6.7% touchdown rate, and he has 7.6 yards per attempt. Meanwhile, Josh Allen, 64% of his passes are completed with a 5.4% TD rate, while averaging 7.7 yards per attempt. But Joe has 100 more attempts than Josh Allen, even though Josh has 300 more yards and 8 TDs. The point is, if Josh Allen is the runaway MVP, then like Achilles said, it needs to be Allen and Joe Burrow.
Yo, yeah, this the pastor right here. This how he waking up. Bible on the dash, too.
But here's the thing, though. If he gets in trouble for misusing church funds, it's going to take a long time for folks to figure it out because he's rich already from football. So he doing stuff like, oh, that must be his NFL money. No. That is your tithe money. His NFL money safe in the bank. I'm telling you.
What do you think Jameis Winston would say in a sermon on a Sunday?
Oh. Now, my good Lord told me that if you want to be here, you got to be here, but you really got to be here because the only way to be with the good Lord is you got to be there in spirit because the only way to be with the spirit is to win with the spirit. Say it with me now.
And I can definitely hear him say something like, I know sometimes you feel a tingling in your loins. I can hear that coming out his mouth from the pulpit.
Tingling in his loins. Oh, man. How country do you think Jameis is on the regular up in that Browns facility?
100%. The only person more country than Jameis Winston in the NFL is Xavier Leggett. Like Xavier Leggett's the most countryest man in the league, and then it's Jameis Winston.
Listen, did you hear his interview from today or from whatever about the incompletion?
No, what do you say?
But first off, I'm not lying to you when I say he dead ass sounded like bruh, man.
Yes, he does.
Shit, I thought I caught that, John. Didn't even know it was incomplete till I looked at the big screen.
All I remember is the week before Thanksgiving, someone's like, "What are you looking forward to?" And he said, "I'm looking for that coon." And I was like, "Excuse me." He was going to go to his house and eat raccoon with his family. He talked like that guy from King of the Hill. Coon.
Oh, Boomhauser.
Yeah, thank you.
Look, sometimes you gotta eat some of that raccoon.
No, I will never eat raccoon.
Bucks take over first place of the NFC North. NFC South. We already kind of talked about that. Let me ask you something. You think who do you think most teams would rather see first round? If you're a wild card team, you got to travel. Do you want to go to Atlanta, or do you really want to go to Tampa?
You want to go to Atlanta.
Tampa's tough.
Tampa is tough. And like when Baker is on, like he's almost unstoppable. Like Mike Evans is back.
He's dealing.
I'd rather take my chances with Kirk Cousins. And if Kirk Cousins beats me by throwing 5 touchdowns, then it just wasn't my day. Because Baker can do that. And he's shown he can do that.
Everyone be thinking Kirk is sweet. Kirk.
Give me Kirk.
Now, Bucks, Raiders, chat about it. Chiefs. Let's chat about the Chiefs before we get to the Eagles, because I feel like you got some stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, every week that we coming in here, we keep talking about how this same thing continues to be really inevitable. It's at a point where these guys are laughably good. Y'all keep saying that the longer they play these close games, the worse it looks in the postseason. When, if you really think about it, it has to be quite the opposite. If every week you're being put and practiced in a new game situation that might reoccur in the playoffs.
I did see a stat today that they're 0-7 against the spread, and no team has made the Super Bowl after a run like that. But this is Patrick Mahomes. Like, I wasn't going to say something about like last year the Eagles were winning like this, and people were like, that's not sustainable. But that's Patrick Mahomes. It's sustainable until he shows that it's not.
Well, didn't the Eagles win like 10, 11 in a row a few years ago?
No, I'm saying last year the Eagles are winning ugly games like this, and people were like, this doesn't look like a team that can. And they were right.
There just seems to be a narrative all around the Eagles at most points. So I don't really know.
I'm just saying, like, when the Eagles are winning like this, it was, you can't keep this up and win a Super Bowl. I am saying, I don't care. It's Patrick Mahomes. And that it is going to work until it doesn't. Like, we keep saying he can't keep getting away with this. Yes, he can.
Our teams just aren't good enough.
And it doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to hurt the Chiefs is that they can't protect him. Like 5 sacks is insane.
It's funny because it just feels like the NFL is so cyclical that it's funny that they're once again searching for offensive line help. When after that Super Bowl versus the Bucs a few years ago, you would have thought
it doesn't matter. He gonna fight Keely. Y'all missing everything I'm saying. I'm saying the reason I'm not saying those things about the Chiefs that we said about the Eagles is because they have Patrick Mahomes.
He different.
He 101. He the greatest ever.
Talk to him.
So I'm not sleeping on Patrick. He'll be in the AFC title game. It'll look like he's about to lose, and then he'll snatch a victory out of the jaws of defeat.
Oh, he said last year they called the Eagles the worst 10-2 team ever. You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, because the Eagles are winning like this, like these little someone's foot out of bounds.
Well, now that he mentioned it, it is kind of
it's very similar to how the Eagles were winning last year, but it's Patrick Mahomes. So,
speaking of the Eagles, my good brother, do you want to take it away?
I think everything was fine until Brandon Graham opened his mouth last night. Like, I think it was all fine until Brandon Graham said a little too much.
It was all good just a week ago.
It was all good just a week ago. Mahomes is overrated because he keep beating Lamar ass every year. I see why you hate him.
Wait, say what?
So Bam said Mahomes is overrated, and I was like, I guess I'd call him overrated too if he kept beating my ass every single year.
He got you again.
But back to the Eagles. Once a year, AJ Brown has one of these moments where he just gets frustrated. Like, that's fine. But again, like last night, Brandon Graham kind of was like, yeah, that relationship's kind of different now. 11 needs to be better at taking out his frustration, but I'm not too concerned. Like, it just is what it is. Like, this team is built to run the ball, and I understand why. The passing game does need help, right? Let's not gloss over that. But this team is built like Saquon Barkley, and we'll go from there.
Here's the thing, though. Hold on. So here's the thing. Your QB don't want to read the middle of the fields. He don't really like reading the middle of the fields.
Which is not, he does, but that's the thing. He can and he does throw over the middle of the field. Watch the all 22 of this Eagles team, and you can see this passing game is not very inspiring from Kellen Moore.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was all good. It was all good a week ago, and then
it's still good.
The week ended.
It's still good. They still on a 9-game winning streak. They worst they'll be the 2 seed. It's still fine.
What happens if they both walk in free agency or both are not with the team next year?
They're both locked up until 2025. How we made sure of that?
Somebody gotta leave for cap purposes.
Nope. AJ signed last offseason, Devontae signed last offseason, and Jalen's in for 2 more years.
All right, but what if somebody requests a trade?
Then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm not living in no hypothetical. I'm worried about right now. They on a 9-game winning streak.
I like the mindset. That's what I like.
They play Pittsburgh on Sunday. That's the last hard game of the year.
No, because y'all almost lost to the Panthers, so all your games are going to be hard.
Well, the Chiefs almost lost. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is that shit I'm talking about. The Panthers have been feisty for the past 4 weeks, but all of a sudden, when the Eagles barely beat them, oh, man, the sky's falling.
That's not true.
That is true. They've been feisty for the past month. They gave the Chiefs a run for their money.
Why do y'all want to be the victim so bad?
I'm not. I'm just saying the Chiefs. It's not like the Panthers haven't been playing everyone tough for the past since Bryce Young returned.
Hey,
did they not take the Buccaneers, the NFC South?
Y'all knew this. It still didn't clamp up even more.
That looks like Cooper DeJean's only weakness is other white men.
Hey yo,
Cooper DeJean, he Nick Bosa, ain't it?
Freaky ass boy, he has 69 God. Freaky ass boy, he's 69 God.
I'm not worried. And even if they lose Sunday to the Steelers, I still won't be worried.
You think the Cardinals should be worried about making the playoffs?
Say what?
Think the Cardinals should be worried about making the playoffs?
Yes, they should be. The Cardinals need to worry about Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison's chemistry over everything else.
Why?
Because Marvin Harrison has underperformed. Like those two, I don't know. Every time I don't watch a lot of Cardinals games, but every time I do watch a Cardinals game, it really doesn't look like Kyler's looking his way. It's like, where's Trey McBride? Where's James Conner?
But there was a period when he was hitting Marvin Harrison, though. And he has the target there, too. So,
well, remember that comment Kyler made at the beginning of the year? He was like, it's not my job to get him the ball, or whatever variation of that phrase he said at the beginning of the year.
Nice.
He did say that.
We sure?
Let me find it.
While you do that, ladies and gentlemen, quick update on the NBA Cup. Orlando leads Milwaukee. No, Milwaukee leads Orlando 76
to 80.
I got 76 to 81.
Yeah, Dame just made a free throw. Yeah, week 1, Cardinals, Kyler Murray on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s debut. It is not my job to force targets. Yeah, it is.
I heard this statement differently.
Okay.
And that's all my client has to say about that because Stone Cold said so. Talk to me about some shoot.
You want to go to college football?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Because I was looking at the rest of the thinking about any other games, and I'm like, man, the real games I want to talk about are in college football. So I didn't know if you had anything else in the NFL.
I got nothing. I want to talk about these college football playoffs.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting on this day since this 12-team playoff all season. I've been waiting on this day to come in here and discuss it. Now, I came into this season, and y'all know my squads. Y'all know I'm a diehard Hokie. Go Hokies. Y'all know that bandwagon SMU fan, bandwagon Ohio State fan, bandwagon Alabama Crimson Tide fan. My thoughts on this initial college football playoff. So if you haven't heard, Oregon 1 seed, Georgia 2 seed, Boise 3 seed, Arizona State 4 seed. 5 seed, not 5 seed. The matchups we end up having in the first round are Indiana versus Notre Dame, Clemson versus Texas, Tennessee versus Ohio State, SMU versus Penn State. Correct. Did the committee get it right?
The committee got the teams right? Because Alabama did not deserve to get in.
Over SMU.
I think it would have been very interesting if Clemson would have blown SMU out instead of SMU losing at the Horn. But I still think SMU gets in regardless. I don't think you can. I think SMU gets in no matter what, because you can't put in Alabama. You just can't. The seeding, I don't know how you could fix the seeding, but whoever the 1 seed is needs to be on the same side of the bracket as the team that is not in the Power 5. So this year it would be the Boise State side of the bracket. Like the Mountain West winner or the American, like if it's Tulane 1 year, like wherever that conference champion is, they need to be with the 1 seed. Because right now, Georgia and Texas are the happiest souls on the planet.
Oh, yeah. Their side of the bracket is super easy.
Like the Georgia side of the bracket? What? Your hardest game might be Penn State? And that's no knock to Penn State, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you are the 1 seed, you need to be on the side of the bracket with like whoever wins whoever gets that championship from the non-power conference, the Mountain West or the American or whatever.
They should get seeded by rankings instead of having the rankings come out.
Yeah, see, but that's the thing, right? That's going to be hard to do because if you have Oregon 1, and like, there's just got to be a way to do the seeding so that the 1, because what did Oregon gain from going undefeated?
Nothing. That's why if they lose, man, it's going to be
like you have to play Ohio State or Tennessee, and then you're probably going to have to play Texas to get to the national championship game play Georgia.
I'm so tight about that if I'm an Oregon fan because it's like WTF.
What?
But you know Dan Lanning's going to have them ready to play.
I know, but still, meanwhile, if you're Georgia, okay, I'll play the winner of SMU, Notre Dame, Indiana, and then the winner of Boise State, SMU, or Penn State. Okay, that's like going. That's this. I guess I'm assuming that's like LSU then playing Vanderbilt, right? Like they're used to that. Like that's fine.
You just think
if you're Oregon, yeah, like if you're Oregon, man, like that's a tough draw.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time.
I mean, I can see Ohio State beating them.
Me too. In the rematch, yeah. Ryan Dale.
Yeah, like, I can see that, and I can see Tennessee beating them.
I mean, two good offenses, so I could see it.
Do you have any initial thoughts?
Listen, Indiana, y'all got lucky. Y'all got lucky that the committee put that ranking out before the final rankings.
Can we also add, you and I have been talking about this 5 seed for weeks. That's where you want to be. Texas.
You got to handle business now.
Texas, like you won in a loss.
Yep. The committee looked at that game and said, all right, I don't know if there are many teams better than this one right here. And Ohio State may have lost, but they ain't lose to no unranked. They were like, Georgia may have lost games, but they ain't lose to no unranked Bamas.
Like, do you think that this is the committee's way of trying to get Texas Georgia rematch? Well, I mean, Carson Beck is hurt. I don't think Carson Beck's going to play again.
Me either.
And he shouldn't.
I think we're going to see SEC commissioners want to play less P5 games in general.
Yeah, and you should. And again, this goes back to why you couldn't let Bama in, because if you're SMU, you would have teams start to sit out their conference championship game. Because why would I play it if you're going to punish me for losing?
Like if I mess around and lose by a touchdown, maybe 2, what's the point of even fucking risking the season?
Right. What's the point?
Indiana. All Indiana had to do was blow out Purdue at home to let everyone know, hey, they're right back on track after that Ohio State game. You know what I'm saying?
Can we also credit the committee? Notre Dame should never get close to sniffing a bye week until they join the conference. If they make the playoff, like the 6th seed is the ceiling. That's all you can get. Join a conference.
But I guess for Notre Dame, if you're always gonna be a 5 or 6 seed, that means you're gonna get a conference champion or a really good team either way, versus being in the wild card and being upset when a team has I don't want to say fluke game, but
because you already get a bye week from not being in the championship game. You get a bye week every year. Don't matter. You don't need 2. They should never sniff a bye week.
You got to have that long conversation with him. Hey, big dog, let's take a walk.
The ACC right there.
Go take a walk with him. Have you heard this Luigi story?
Dog, I'm not conspiracy man. I hate conspiracy man.
What's going on?
The fact that he was caught with just everything on him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
You kind of willingly just trying to give himself up and confess to it. What's really going on here? What's really going on?
The police department couldn't find him, but some random employee at McDonald's figured it out.
What if that's not even him, the real him?
Well, he acting like it's him when he went to court. I mean, when they pulled him out the police car to take him to jail, he was talking like a man who did it. I'm not conspiracy man, and I hate conspiracy man, but I don't know, man.
Someone going up there and be like, "Hey, yeah, I smoked that mother's boots,"
and they just happen to find a manifesto of him saying why he did it. I don't know, man. They killed Fred Hampton for much less.
All right, now they're just putting manifestos on people. Now I don't think he did it.
All police couldn't find that man. FBI, no one knew who he was, but someone at McDonald's was like, "Huh, I think that's him."
No. As Charles Barkley would say, they need a stronger police presence. They need a stronger police presence. NBA Cup picks. Right now, the Bucks and the Magic are playing. Then we have the Knicks versus Hawks. In the West, we have Thunder versus Mavericks. And then the Rockets versus the Warriors. I guess as we talk a little NBA. What are your thoughts here on the Cup?
Well, I know Bucks Magic play right now, and then after this, it's going to be the Mavericks and Thunder. Chet's out. The Mavericks have been playing great lately, so I'm going to take the Mavericks. I want to see Mavericks Rockets. I want to see the Warriors. The Warriors have fallen off a little bit. Thunder still second best team in the league behind Boston. Well, third. I mean, you want to throw in Cleveland. I will take OKC over Cleveland. OKC's the best team in the West. I still want to see Mavericks Rockets, and that's probably me just being selfish.
OKC, they're just they're big. With Chet and that other guy, what's his name?
Hardenstein, but Chet's out. Chet broke his hip, didn't he? Like Chet's out.
I thought there was one more. Maybe I'm thinking of the other team. That was one more that gets buckets. Damn.
No, let me pull up the roster.
Chet being out's big though. He's a double machine easily.
Yeah, Chet. Hold on, let me see. Because last time I checked, Chet was out with like a broken hip. Oh, is he back? No, he's out. I think Alex Caruso is back. Yeah, well, luckily they have a linebacker, Lou Dort, who gets to do whatever he wants. So maybe the Thunder will win this one.
I like the Warriors. I like the Thunder as well. I like the Hawks, Magic.
Oh, PJ Washington's not playing. Never mind.
Mm.
That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a big one.
PJ Washington gets buckets too.
Yeah, and he's a great defender.
Those under. Let me tell you something. Today in morning hoop session, it's going to sound off topic, but we get into the tail end of the pod. Today in morning hoops, I hit like a heat check 3, like a walk into it heat check 3. Boy, it was nice.
That's the second one you hit because last week you said you did something similar.
But this one was nice.
Now, are you coming up the middle? Or are you coming to the left elbow, the right elbow?
If I can act this out real quick. I pulled this move from this guy that I watch sometimes. Let me see if you recognize it. So here I come. I'm dribbling.
Right.
I'm noticing he's not really pressing up on me. I'm coming to this 3-point line. Dribble. So I'm just waiting. Set it. Just right there.
So are you dribbling? Try this next time. Dribble with your left instead of your right. So you'll go into your shoot motion easier. Because your left hand is going to hold the ball. Your right hand, your shooting hand, your left hand, your guide hand. So bring it up with your guide hand. Shoot. It'll be smoother.
All right. Listen. But yeah, make that one. You know what I mean? Had some good looks tonight. Listen, man.
Did you win?
Listen, it took me all morning to get one win.
Mm.
And I was losing. We were losing. I lost like 3 or 4 games where like it was because we played to 11 and I played like 3 or 4 games where I get down like 8-0. Then we would come back, tie it at 8-3, lose the game. That shit had me tight.
But at least you hit the fuck you 3.
Oh, listen. Gotta do it again before we leave. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Because my man didn't listen. Because if you know why you not pressing up on a shooter?
Hand down, man down.
Listen, yeah, he's a streaky shooter, but you know what I mean? I just came down, hit him with the. I just saw him. Bow!
Back up.
Black at. Shit.
Did you stare him down on the way back? I'm signing up for the gym this week. I got to get back to hooping again. It's been a
I ain't gonna hold you. Someone else on this team was like, "Yo, we gotta press up on shooters, man. What you doing?
See, they know.
You gotta press up on shooters. That's when I gotta let them know. Ain't no shooting over here.
But again, and Kyle, thank you, Kyle. I'm a great coach. Dribble with your left and go to your shoot motion from there.
All right. Think I'm gonna give him hell on Thursday?
Yeah, it won't be clunky because when you shoot with your right, you got to bring it right, then you got to bring it to your guide hand and then shoot. Like it's like you're shifting gears. If you bring it with your left, it's just you bring it up, and you in there.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel it? Like you feel it?
Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, you feel it? Yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. DJing, hooping, working. Oh, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
You do it all.
I'm trying to. Talk to me about trouble in Seattle. WNBA investigation. What's going on?
Yeah, so there's a WNBA investigation to the Seattle Storm about, for lack of a better term, for bullying and like coaching practices.
Again?
Yeah, so if anyone who watches, like this seems to be kind of a theme with Skylar Diggins-Smith and the teams that she goes to. It's always trouble. Not saying it's Skylar's fault. They're saying that the coaching staff, they were just kind of being a little reckless. Anywho, of course, the WNBA investigated themselves and found no wrongdoing. But Jewel Lloyd asked for a trade, which is crazy. Jewel Lloyd is the star of that franchise. She is the franchise, right? Like everyone came to Seattle to play with Jewel. Jewel has asked for a trade. A piece of me thought, for those who don't know, the Golden State Valkyries is the new WNBA franchise. They had their expansion draft Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I
The
thought,
Valkyries.
the Valkyries. Their uniforms are fire too.
Mm.
A part of me thought, well, maybe Seattle would not protect Jewel so they could draft her. That doesn't make sense though, because you don't want her to walk away for free. So,
Wait, say that again.
So the WNBA expansion drafts, each team gets to protect, I think, 6 players, and then the new franchise gets to pick from the one player from each team that is not protected, who is not protected, to make their roster.
And you think that they would pick Jewel Lloyd?
Well, I thought maybe Seattle would not protect her because she wanted to go, so they could draft, because they would have drafted her. But they protected her because they don't want her to walk away for nothing. Because if you don't protect them, like you don't get anything in return from the Valkyries drafting them. So you want to get something for Jewel. You want to get a haul because you're essentially going to have to reset your team.
What's this bullying though? Like what were they saying was going on?
Let me see if I can find the exact verbiage. Because for alleged bullying by coaches and like attaching it to player time. Yeah, I can't read all of it right now, but essentially that's the coaching staff. They were bullying players. Playing time was affected. Like coaches just being out of pocket.
Is it being?
Is it bullying? Right, like that's the question.
Is it bullying or is it?
Well, they say workplace violations, but the undertone was bullying.
Yo, I seen there's a clip floating around of AJ McCarron talking about Nick Saban. I forgot. I don't know what game this was in, but it was I forgot what game this was in. But AJ McCarron's coming off the field and Nick Saban is ripping this guy a new one. Just you could see it. He is just laying into this guy. And at the end of it, he kind of, it's football. He smacks his ass, but it was like one of them,
Attaboy.
Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, get your head in the game. Come on. AJ McCarron was basically like, yo, Nick was mad because we kept running. We had practiced this play, and he was like, there was another receiver wide open on this play. And AJ McCarron was like, well, look, if you don't want me, okay, here's what happened. AJ McCarron threw the ball to Julio Jones. Okay. But there's another receiver wide open underneath. So Nick Saban calls a timeout and he comes over to the sideline, AJ does, and Nick Saban's laying into him. Then he spanks him or whatever. And AJ McCarron was like, he had to tell Nick, he was like, yo, you're going to have to take Julio Jones out if you don't want me to throw it over there. Because, like, if I see Julio Jones one-on-one, I'm taking it and I'm throwing it. And I was like.
Which is easy enough.
Hey, AJ was later like, yeah, Nick Saban was like, well, shit. Yeah, okay. It's kind of like, yeah. Which,
it's definitely a different beast. But player misconduct, player mistreatment is like the official term, but the underlying is bully.
Like them saying y'all hoes better get to work is not bullying. That's
correct. Now I think it's deeper than that. Again, like playing time was affected.
Y'all hoes ain't gonna work in practice. You ain't gonna play today. That's not bullying.
Not them hoes. You said like.
How do you think they was talking to them girls?
I don't know. But
what the fuck you bitches think this is?
There you go.
Lollygag, you bitches got me fucked up.
And again, like you said, is it hard coaching or is it bullying? Because there was a time there when Seattle, like they were in a funk. They were losing a lot of games and they barely made the playoffs, and you get swept by Vegas. So, Jewel, I hope you enjoy Connecticut.
Kelsey Plum ain't getting. Oh, she ain't on the. She ain't on Seattle.
See, I thought Kelsey Plum was going to be, because she's a free agent. Like the free agent class this year is stacked. Like Kelsey's a free agent. Alyssa Thomas is a free agent. There are a lot of big name free agents this year. I'm very excited to see how. I don't know if Kelsey's coming back to Vegas.
You know,
some just feels off.
My dog is on some freaky time, boy. You sniffing the heck out of me. What's up with you?
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, we're talking about.
No, my dog just over
talking
here.
about your dog, though.
Yo, what's up with dogs and just needing to be around you and sniff?
Dog. I don't know, man.
Dogs are fucking children.
My dog, she does this thing, right? So I get up early in the morning, like I go shower, and then I go and get her out her crate so we can go for a walk. Dog, she is like a child. She refuses to get out of bed. Like because she's 13, right? She's this old lady. Like I'm like, all right, it's time to go outside. And she's just like, nah, like I ain't going nowhere. Like I have to drag her out of the bed every morning. Like I got to reach into her crate. But then on the weekends, like it'll be 6:30 and she'll just start like licking her bed as loud as she can because she wants us to wake up. The worst.
Y'all work on her time. Yo, you ever think dogs are kind of assholes?
Yes. Big assholes.
Like they're friendly, but dogs can be assholes, man. But then you start wondering, there are other animals who be acting like assholes too. So, you know, is it like an animal thing?
Not like dogs, though. Dogs be like real assholes. What in the world happened to my screen? What is this?
How you out here smoking people? Your name is Luigi.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it, man. I don't believe it.
Why are you just walking around with a manifesto and a McDonald's? Like, eat your hash brown.
Like, apparently they found him with the gun he shot the man with the silencer. Come on, man. I don't believe it.
He was on the run like that?
That's what I'm saying. No one can find him but some random McDonald's worker. And then when the police get there, he just happens to have the murder weapon, the silencer, the clothes he was wearing. Everything just was right there.
Some McDonald's worker was like, "That's that white man! That's that white man!"
Oh, Luigi
just
is
like
not a white man.
Oh, yeah, that Italian man. I want Italians. Can y'all tell me how y'all feel? How y'all feel? Bam, that's not what I was calling those lovely women. I was just saying that sometimes in the heat of the moment at practice, y'all listen, sometimes coaches
Bam just
in the heat of the moment, they say stuff.
Don't listen to Bam. He just being a troublemaker.
Bam. Bam, you listen. Benny, let me ask you something. You think Bam's teams are really ready to play my teams across two leagues?
Ain't got no choice. Let me tell you something.
The Las Vegas.
If he beats you, you lucky we off the next 2-3 weeks. Because if he beats you,
yeah, it's gonna be a lot of talking. But look, it's gonna be a great game either way. Bam's team's been a good one all year, so you know, I'll lose with class and respect. I'll lose with class and respect. But
here
the Horn Ducks
race.
Look, that consolation tournament's no joke either. Sei might mess around and
all I got to do is beat him.
That's what you say, but Darius's team. Listen, the man who kept you out of the playoffs, Dylan.
Fuck him. Y'all poked him the wrong week, and then he came out and beat. Fuck him, man. Why he give a fuck that week?
In fairness, he does always kind of set his lineups. That was just a bad week. That was a good week for his team. He only had like 2 or 3 wins. He was one.
And I was whatever, man. We got to take a long look in the mirror this offseason. We got to get better in a couple of places.
Bam said, "When I win, it's over for you bitches. I'm going to be so disrespectful to you dorks." Well, it starts with beating the Las Vegas Horn Ducks, and I can tell you, if you win versus the Horn Ducks, who've been on a recent heater, then it'll go a long way to say that your team is legit. Good luck to you, Bam. We'll see. Well, good luck to you, Kyle.
Bam, don't you get ran through. Like, I don't want to look up Monday night and you down 60.
So listen. I know last week was last week, but look at the numbers last week from the Las Vegas Horned Ducks. We ready? We ready?
Like, I hope Lamar put up a 40 burger against the Giants. He should.
Let's hope he does. Let's hope they don't take starters out early in that game.
They not John. But whatever. Best of luck to y'all who made it to the playoffs. We're gonna be over here fighting for Ash and Genty.
Listen, are you gonna listen to that trade package from Greg when it comes to for 101?
No, like I said, Greg will be like, I'll give you a third in Justin Fields.
That'd be funny. I feel like if Sayi wins 101, he could definitely, with his roster, he could flip that and be back. He could be right back.
I think I could be right back in it with one solid running back.
Listen, here's what I'm finding out about the consolation tournament. And the smart people will realize it. Making the consolation tournament, I believe you raise your playoff likelihood chances for the next year dramatically. Like if you make the I'm willing to, well, it's going off of just numbers. 3 years of the league. Everyone that's been in the consolation tournament, the very next year they have made the playoffs.
Except me, because I won Marvin. I won last year. Remember, I won the consolation tournament, got Marvin.
Well, at least one person who has made. That's what I'm saying. At least one person who's made the consolation tournament.
Oh, has made the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, the next year. So of the four.
This is the problem when losers win. They don't know how to win. Bam been in the consolation bracket every year this league has existed, except all right, man.
Someone had to fall out because Bam and myself, who were in it last year, were in it.
Talk your shit, Bam. I bet not look up Tuesday morning. You done got ran through, because then you gonna be stuck with 105. Well, you don't even own your first round pick, so
and it don't matter because it's random anyway. It's like it's randomized.
Oh yeah, it's randomized for playoff teams.
Yeah, you hear that, Akili? Listen, bulletin board material.
What the fuck is happening to my computer right now?
Bulletin board material. Man, this has been a fun show. This has been a fun show.
Fucking Greg, 68 points. D, where can these people find you, man?
People, you can find me at Los Demix. That's LOSDEEMIX across X, Instagram, Mixcloud, SoundCloud, wherever. I am your friendly and local DJ playing you all the sounds that you want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, please send me all the good graces and wishes and best of luck, because over the next 7 days and hopefully longer, I will be fighting for my right to win some fantasy championships. Let me ask you something. Across 7 leagues, how do I balance emotions?
Keep your head down.
Each week it's just it's just like a filter. Each week it's just shaking itself out.
Yeah, keep your head down.
So if I'm doing I'm trying to like base my excitement or not in math and some of the statistics in this. Actually, I don't want to say it, because if I say it now, it might speak into existence.
Yeah. Just keep your head down, have fun.
Have fun. Set the best lineups you think is fair and see what happens.
That's all you can do.
We also don't talk about how game script. Ravens. Who says the Ravens look to run it all? I mean, look to pass it all over the Giants.
You can do whatever you want against the Giants.
Yeah, and I'm saying, what if that's the game they look to get King Henry really going?
Well, good luck.
Kyle's gonna have a great week.
Yeah, that's true. But Lamar can also pull it and run.
Yeah, he can. Magic just took 104-103 lead with 142 left to go after Milwaukee had been leading most of this game, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to you if you made the fantasy football playoffs. Unless you are playing me this week, then
Prepare for battle. Prepare for battle.
Oh, and we're off the next 2 weeks. It might be 3. Don't know yet, but definitely the next 2. So y'all have a good holiday.
Y'all have a very, very merry holiday season if you celebrate it. If you're bringing in the new year, make sure you follow me on Instagram because I'll be DJing on the new year, bringing in the new year.
That'll be dope. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, don't drink and drive. I will be tired and driving home. Don't even want to drink. You guys, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. So make sure that you speak on it. Danny, of course, we gotta bring it up. We gotta bring it back.
All I ever wanted was a black grand national. Fuck being rational. Give them what they asked for. It's not enough. Few solid niggas left, but it's not enough. Few bitches that'll reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their ass. Somebody gotta do it.
Y'all next
Have a good one, people.